Tens of thousands of venomous snakes fell from the sky. Thousands of uprooted collectives self-destruct. Hundreds of fish fly into the sky. These terrifying animal phenomena, it sounds crazy, but it really exists. Throughout the animal season, in fact, there are many very strange natural phenomena. Every time these events occur, will subvert human scientific cognition in the past. Due to these landscapes that happened in many places around the world, some of them are missing. Unpredictable. So many people can't kiss for a lifetime. Seeing this shocking sight. This video today, Black Soil will take you leaders to understand together these bizarre animal phenomena. Hello, I'm Black Earth. Leaders who enjoy this type of video, please give me a like and support. Thanks. -12. If you find this kind of net in the wild, child-wrapped tree, don't come near, because there may be life in this tree. Millions of insects. Year 2010, there was a flood in Pakistan. After the flood, people are just in some trees near the river. And we discovered this. After research, it was found that, and the main causes of this are insects. Because after the flood, lots of insects, to avoid drowning, climb the tree for shelter. When more and more spiders, when climbing a tree with various insects at the same time, this strange sight is formed. It is estimated that to achieve this effect, the number of spiders on a tree is approximately million, right? See this tree? That means there could be millions of spiders in there. If the spider rashly approaches on your head, dorsal ear, and there is a good chance that spiders will crawl all over the clothes. It's pretty scary. The 11th eradication cell near a pond in Hamburg, Germany, in 2005. A very terrifying phenomenon has occurred. Every day until night, there will be a lot of self-destruction here. The moment of the explosion, the internal organs will be ejected 1 meter away into a pool of blood. It was horrifying. In a short period of time, there were as many as thousands of chenchiks, explosion death. Later, due to the excessive number of chenchiks who died, this pond is what the locals call death. Land of the dead, the route to the pond was also blocked. Locked up. Later, biologists discovered that the self-destruction of the eradication may have been caused by crows. Due to the fact that Chenru was threatened, it inflates your body. Make yourself look bigger. And if the crow uses the sharp bird painting at this time to attack the stomach of the toad bamboo, it's like a sharp needle pricking a balloon. It's very easy to make a toadstool burst. So the reason for the self-explosion before, most likely a crow. But it's still unsolved. This claim is just speculation. It's not been confirmed. That is to say, the real cause of maturity self-destruction. It remains an unsolved mystery to this day. 10th to birds fly. If you are lucky enough to encounter such a sight, never be afraid, because it's not some wizard casting a spell. It's not some huge mysterious creature. These unpredictable shadows. In fact, there are tens of thousands of two flying squadrons of birds. The two birds are a type of bird that is similar in size to a fortified bird. Wide variety. They often form a large group. Flying in the air. It will also change into various shapes during the period. It looks pretty spectacular. And it's not just two birds that do this. Except for birds. There's fish, actually. Some schools of fish in the ocean also have this. Temperate, just one in the sky and one in the water. So it looks like a visual. There will be some gaps in experience. The 9th stranded fish. when a large number of dead fish appear on the beach. What does it portend? This scene. Leaders who often live in the hinterland. It's hard to see with your own eyes. The most recent one actually happened in our neighborhood, Japan, December 7th, 2023. Located on the coast of Hokkaido, Japan, there are sardine carcasses in large numbers. These deaths stretch for hundreds of meters, thickly spread on the sea. It was pretty scary. Actually, similar events are happening on beaches around the world. That happened a lot. Alive means this phenomenon is not uncommon. The main cause of death of these fish, it's a lack of oxygen. Lively suffocated. You know, fish, even though the creatures are in the water, but they also need to breathe. Every year in summer, especially when the weather is hot, the temperature of the ocean will rise. Once the water temperature rises, the dissolved oxygen in the water decreases. And now the big batch of sardines, if they are crowded together, it is easy to cause insufficient oxygen supply. Suffocation occurs. The eighth flying fish. Flying fish. I'm sure the vast majority of people have never seen it, but it exists. Flying fish is a way of thinking about living in the sea. Type fish. The length of this fish can reach up to 45 centimeters. Its sides. It has a pair of wings. These two pairs of pectoral fins are long and wide. When the flying fish come out of the water at high speed, you can do it with the help of these pectoral fins. This fish swims very fast. In the water, it can swim forward in a second, 10 meters away, and when it's fast enough, it takes off. To able to jump more than 10 meters out of the water, then glide through the air for more than 40 seconds. However, due to its frequent flight at night, so very few people can see this scene with their own eyes. View. The seventh waste fish. You heard that right. I didn't read it wrong either. Waste fish. This fish dug up in the soil. It wasn't intentional. That's exactly what he lived in. The lungfish is also known as the African lungfish. This fish is found in Africa. It is found in fresh water in Australia and South America. It can not only live in water, you can live out of water in the dirt. The reason why I have this ability, mainly due to his unique body structure. The fish mark of the lungfish is on the physiological structure. It has the function of the lungs. It can breathe air directly. That is to say, if there is water, they can both live in water. You can live in dirt without water. When the dry season comes, they were trying to protect themselves from the sun. Will drill into the dug silt hole in advance. Escape from drought. During this period, he can go dormant for 3 to 5 years without eating or drinking. When Yuji came again, he can get back into the water. The sixth red line migration. Christmas Island in Australia. There is such a natural wonder. From January to the end of October every year, there will be a large number of crabs flocking to the road, one by one, moving densely towards the sea. In the process, they scroll through obstacles. Whether it's the road, houses, or other buildings, can't stop the footsteps of this crab. For this, and some were built specifically for these crabs. Bridges to prevent them from passing by some train tracks and roads. Being driven by a car. The purpose of these crabs' mass movement. It's actually for laying eggs. From January to the end of October every year, the rainy season is coming on Christmas Island. These crabs have to wait for the rainy season. Lay their eggs on the beach to breed together. At this point, many people may be thinking, can these crabs be eaten? The answer is very regrettable. Can't eat this crab is a land crab. It contains a similar toxic substances of acetic acid. It damages our stomach lining, cause food poisoning. In addition, in Australia, in order to protect this magnificent natural landscape, it's not allowed by law eat any crab on the island. So don't drool over all these crabs. Poisonous. The fifth, blue tier. This beach with blue light. It looked like a dream. Very beautiful. It's not synthesized by special effects. It does shine. What realizes delivery? It's actually an algae that lives in the sea. Scientific name, Western-style Bayhu hyaen. This is a very small plankton. It's 3 millimeters long. It has a kind of luminous light inside. When stimulated, it produces a light blue light. When more and more dilution is Bay Lake Sea Camp. When they gather on the beach, after the beating of the waves, this peculiar sight. It's pretty spectacular. Fourth, whale suicide. For a long time, people discovered this very strange phenomenon. That schools of whales often swim to the beach to die. The most recent one happened in February 2017, near the South Island of New Zealand. As many as 400 leaders rushed towards the beach, stranded to death. And here's what's even weirder. After these whales beached, even if humans help them get back into the water, they'll wash up on the beach again. After the whale passes by, people don't notice the whale's body showed any abnormalities. They're not sick. No other large creatures attacked. As for why groups rush to the beach to seek death, so far, scientists can't figure out the exact reason. The basics of being good at stranding are: there's been a lot of talk about strengthening, including water temperature changes, the fourth disturbance, and various ecological changes. But so far, why did these whales commit suicide as a group? Still an unsolved mystery. Third, monkey invasion. Hundreds of monkeys fighting in the street. It happened in downtown Lapili, Thailand. This is a tourist city in Thailand. A long time ago, mainly monkeys are used as local cultural symbols, tourism features. However, what the locals never expected was these monkeys interact with tourists frequently, gradually lose their fear of humans. It became unbridled. A large group of monkeys often try to rob human food, even launched attacks on tourists. Over time, from time to time, there will be a monkey battle here. Walking down the streets of Washington, there's always a flock of monkeys crossing the street, and the humans who live here. But he became afraid of monkeys. When the monkey crosses the street, vendors will close the door, lest these monkeys come to rob you. In a sense, that monkeys have been a disaster here. The second, yellow disaster. The yellow disaster is one we are familiar with, catastrophic animal phenomenon. Many of you are familiar with this phenomenon, but strangely unfamiliar, because we live in times of peace, rarely have the opportunity to kiss, witnessing the terrifying sight of the yellow plague. It's scary, because once the yellow disaster occurs, means famine. The main causes of yellow disasters, it's a drought, because when a drought is at a certain critical point, it's the best breeding ground for yellow beds. The yellow bed is what we commonly call a grasshopper. They are highly reproducing, if the environment allows. In a short period of time, they can create an army of hundreds of millions. These yellow bamboos have a very diverse diet. As long as it is a green plant, they almost all eat. It's no exaggeration to say, the yellow worm swarm is unknown. No grass grows. They can do it in a very short time. It will eat crops and various plants clean. It's pretty scary. The first animal language. And you know what? Except for the rain, it will hail. In fact, there are snakes. It rains, frogs, all kinds of animals. Now, this is not alarmist. February 2010. A small town located in Australia encountered a strange heavy rain. In the course of this rain, with many fish falling from the sky, falling on streets and houses. 2015, also located in a small town in Australia, encountered a creepy spider fish. In addition to that, in many places around the world, similar monsters have happened. There are snakes. There are also frogs and toad bamboo. The main reason for this phenomenon, it's actually a tornado. When a tornado comes, when skimming over the ocean or elsewhere, like things in water and on the ground, the sky moves with the tornado. These rolled up animals will travel long distances with tornadoes, and it hits the ground, and we have this bizarre landscape. Okay, that's it for this video.